Montgomery Ward believed in the idea of our lakefront. Montgomery Ward basically spent his entire life savings suing every Tom, Dick, and Harry industrialist that wanted to put industry on our lakefront. And we hated that guy. We thought Montgomery Ward was the single person stopping Chicago from becoming the next great Baltimore. Kind of the point, actually. I think that's what he was thinking. And it turns out our lakefront is pretty incredible. And about a decade ago, we thought, man, we should really honor this Montgomery Ward gentleman. Gifted him the smallest park in the city of Chicago, about as 28 miles of lakefront as you could possibly get. But we'll talk more about Montgomery Ward when we see, I think, his great legacy piece just out on the other side. Right up here. But you can kind of see this consistent conversion from a lot of industry to almost all residential out here now. And a lot of times, Chicago, we like to show off, we like to over-glamorize, we overdo it sometimes. That's why we get brilliant architecture. And sometimes we cheap out. We don't call it cheaping out, we're professionals. We got a fancy name for it. It's called adaptive reuse. And what that basically means is humans aren't supposed to live here. This is an old industrial building that people now live in kind of on the fly. There's an easy way to peg an industrial reuse or adaptive reuse building, because look at the balconies. It kind of looks like these balconies are hanging on for dear life with one single piece of steel wire and 2 rivets, because these balconies are hanging on by one single piece of steel wire and 2 rivets. They are not structurally into the building, those are simply resting on the outside. Sometimes we do it great, sometimes we cheap out, and the easiest way to know when we have cheaped out is to look for the balconies simply resting on the outside. Now, we're going to go under 26 bridges. We can talk for 90 minutes just about the bridges we go under, but there's no single bridge that is probably more connected to Chicago lore than the one just behind me, the Kinzie Street Bridge. It is Lollapalooza season, and it's